Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. It's a little dark. Hold on. Let me see. I need to fix the lights. I think they're dim for some reason. Hold on. Much better. Much better. I don't know why the lights were so dim. And also, I need to readjust um the focus. There's some issue with um the new way that this has been updated. It's real hokey pokey. Oh, the movie was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. To those that don't know, I saw an advanced screening of the new Wicked movie last night, Wicked for Good, and it was incredible. So, if anyone has seen the musical, I can tell you, um, the second half of the musical Wicked has never been my favorite. It's kind of slow paced and just, boring, dare I say. But I can tell you that the director fixed that. Very much so. The second half of Wicked, the movie, is definitely much better than Wicked the musical. It is. You're gonna love it. I promise. It's the perfect finish. The perfect finish to the series of the two. So in the spirit of Wicked, because I am very much in the spirit of Wicked now since seeing part two, we are going to be making a wickedly fun card this evening. I grabbed two little pieces of inspiration from Annie Collins and Lisa Newman, two folks that are on very talented folks that are on our inspiration team. So I'm going to try to redo both of their cards. The first one is going to be a really easy peasy one. I don't have any of the Scoozies with me tonight. No. Oh, you're asking Elizabeth. I don't know. She might have the Scoozies with her. I'm not sure. So all right. So these are. So I'm going to be doing Annie's first because Annie's is a little bit simpler. So if you are here for a simpler card and you need something a little bit simpler, stick around for the first one. And then if you want something a little bit more advanced, which is definitely our dear sweet Lisa, we're going to do some watercoloring. So we're going to be using the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. I'm going to be using, I don't know if I'm going to actually use all of these, but I have set 2, set 3, and set 1 here. So I'm going to be using these on both cards because we're not going to be doing really any watercoloring on the first one, but we are going, both Scoozies are doing homework. Good. Their Uncle Robbie would be very happy about that. We're going to be using hold on, let me move this out of the way. We're going to be using the Up and Away set. Let me go down to the table. Hi everyone. I know I'm all discombobulated because I haven't been live in a while. So let me go to the top view. All right, so we are going to be using, let me zoom out here a little bit. Whoops, that zoom in again, still discombobulated. Okay, so we're going to be using the Up and Away stamp set. This is a brand new stamp set. Hello, Lisa. This is a brand new stamp set from Brutus Monroe. It's called Up and Away, and you can see this absolutely spectacular and simply beautiful hot air balloon, which you will see featured in the second movie, which I had no idea, so I'm glad that we did that. We're also going to be using, now this is going to be for all of the projects, we're going to be using the Smoke and Stardust. Oh my goodness, I just got a note from the producer. I'm going to be in big trouble if I don't tell you guys this. Today, I missed all of my homework. Forget about everything that I was just talking about because I just got a message that I have stuff to talk to you guys about, and I'm not talking to you about it. Number one, the 2026 passport is now live. All of that information will go out on, I believe it's tomorrow. I have to look. I don't have my cheat sheet here with me. But all the information for the 2026 passport will be going out very soon. Now, with that being said, there has not been any email or marketing communication that has gone out to anyone. You are the first folks to know that the 2026 passport is available. The 2026 passport is going to remain the same price that it was last year. We pulled a lot of strings and did a lot of things to make sure that it stayed the same price. And you'll get more information about that tomorrow. But if you're interested in taking a look at it, it is available on the event site. So you are able to go take a look at it, peruse. Again, you get special pricing if you're a subscriber, and that pricing should show up directly in your cart. If not, we will go ahead and we will take a look at that. Also, the Black Friday promotions have started to trickle out and through the airwaves of what we are doing this year for Black Friday week. So we are doing something a little bit differently this year. In the past, we have done like a free gift and a promo and this and that and whatever. So we're switching up a little bit this year. If you are a subscriber, again, a subscriber, meaning you subscribe to one of the Brutus Monroe subscription products, whether that is Stamp Club Plus, Stamp Club Premium, Embossing Powder of the Month, Stencil of the Month, the Inspiration Box, any of those things, you will get early access to the free gifts. So what does that mean? So Monday is when the free gifts will kick off. Don't worry, I will have an entire kind of dissertation to tell you about all of this coming up. I just wanted to give you a heads up that that's when things are going to start for our subscribers. So there's going to be a different promo every day leading up until Black Friday. And then, of course, Black Friday, we have other special promos. We're going to have a million things going on. But you will get a Black Friday survival guide that you could take a look at. It will be sent out via email. And that is going to be your best way to double check how everything is going to work. And don't worry, we will be live. I mean, constantly. We're going to be live, all the time, telling you about all the different things. Excuse me. I'm probably going to be live every day, Black Friday week, during the day to tell you about things and discuss the different stuff that's going on. And we may very well have some of our Inspiration team members that will be live. I'm not sure yet during the day. So that would be a lot of fun too. So keep your eyes, ears peeled for all of those things coming up. But my number one thing that I was supposed to tell you is Passport is now available for all of you. And we are there's only 25 spots this year. That's it. There are 25 spots for the Passport. And once those 25 spots are gone, those 25 spots are gone. And the reason for that is we learned very early on, year one of doing the Passport, that it got a little bit overwhelming with all of the folks that we had sign up, which we were very fortunate for that. But the Passport is only available to 25 folks this year. So let's go ahead and head down to the table and get back to what I was originally doing before I interrupted myself. So we're going to use the up and away. Up and away. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, I'm being told by the producer that we are not, it's not available yet. Not until tomorrow. Sorry, I messed up. It's not available until tomorrow. So, we'll talk about that tomorrow during the live. So we have Up and Away. We have the Smoke and Stardust Duo Foil Sheets. We're going to be using this one. We're going to need some Aqua Pigment Watercolor Paper. That's going to be for Lisa's card. I'm going to be using, I'm not sure yet. Let me see here. I'm not sure what paper. Well, I guess I should say what. Oh my goodness, this is heavy. I'm not sure what glitter paper I'm going to be using, because I have a lot here. And I have, literally all of them. So we'll go through and we'll pick what we want to use. Because it looks like she used a pink. Okay. So it looks like it was a pink. All right. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right. I appreciate that. All right. So we'll figure out what glitter what glitter we want to use, because I'm fortunate I have all the colors, although this one is very Galinda. Very, very Galinda, if you ask me. So we're going to end up using one of those. I mean, we might use a background color. I also am going to mix it up a little bit because, you know, I like to change things up just a little bit. And I'm going to be using the Sparkle Overlay. This is the holographic version. And I'm going to be using this for to do some bubbles over top of it. And I'm going to use just a couple of, and I'll tell you what sizes these are as I use them, but I'm just going to be using a couple circle dies. Whoopsies. My goodness gracious. There we go. I was like, what the heck is going on there? So some circle dies, and I'll show you what that's going to look like, because I wanna zhuzh up the this one, this particular card, because we are going to do a little bit of coloring, but I do want to zhuzh this up a little bit. Yes, and we did have a lot of questions about this pack. A lot of emails that came in. This is the Wicked glitter stock pack, and it's going to go, the camera's going to go wild, but the glitter stock packs have become very, very popular, the assorted packs, and that's because they have multiple different shades in it. So it's Chunky, Sterling, Bubblegum, and Wicked is the new green. This is a limited edition green. When this is gone, it is gone. Gone. The Wicked is only probably going to be available this month. Yes, it is Galinda. The G is 100% silent. That is correct for anybody that has seen the movie. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually, for the first one, let me get my cheat sheet out. Thank you so much to Annie and Lisa for your incredible cards that you made. It makes it much easier for me to do things live, because I don't have to necessarily think. I can just make the beautiful things that you make, which makes it so cool. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this out. Again, these are the duo foil sheets. The way the duo foil sheets work, in case you've never hung out with us before, is we have two sheets in here. The one sheet is just a beautiful plain, and that beautiful plain you can stamp, you can ink, you can do all sorts of stuff over top of it. This second sheet always has the black overlay on it, and anywhere that you see this black overlay, you can foil that. Okay, so I will show you, in another video, not this one, how to foil that, because we're not going to do any foiling tonight. That's a whole nother gear that would be switching to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out my little dual foil sheet here, and they are a borderless print, which is incredible, because you can literally just cut it out and you're ready to go. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 is our dimension here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to simply stamp our beautiful stamp set right on top of here. It's going to make life super duper simple. It could not be, this card could not be easier, but we're going to get, I think, quite a bit of payoff for it. So let's go ahead and pop this stamp out of its packaging. I'm not sure what sentiment we're going to use yet. Oh, you can see here that I was using the from this set that just became available to everybody. Can't remember what it's called. Christmas shapes, holiday shapes, something like that. But I was just using this when I was making some extra cards the other night. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this down. In what direction? She did this direction, okay. All right, and we're going to take our stamp. Okay, and this is a big daddy stamp, really is. We're just going to center it. We're going to center it because we're going to end up cutting this down a little bit. And just gently pick up your stamp, so gentle so that you're not lifting everything. There we go. Yes, part of the merrymaking collection. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and take our Raven detail ink. And I have a little a bump here on my work surface that I need to work on because it's where my keyboard is attached. And it isn't very conducive to my stamping. So eventually I'm going to have to do something about that. All right, yeah, we got to move this up because I'm not getting enough ink on my stamp, as I can tell here. Okay. And I probably actually need my smushing tool. Oh yeah, we're getting much better now. Much better now. Oh yes. Look at how cool that looks. It really does give it the look of almost like a, I don't know what I'm looking for. It's like an in and out of the pattern. It's very nice. We're gonna let this sit for a second. Oh, I'll have to watch that video. All right, I'd say we're pretty good. So let's go ahead and peel this off. We'll give this one a little moment to dry. And while that's drying, we're gonna go ahead and grab our watercolor paper. This is the aqua pigment paper from Brutus. I'm going to use the smoother side of the two to stamp this down. And this one's going to be really fun because we get to do a whole bunch of watercoloring on this one. Oops, let's straighten it out a little bit, shall we? I love the merrymaking collection too this year. Can you believe I already started on next year's? And that's all because of merrymaking launching with the passport. I had to start. I actually just finished Spring Fling. I know, isn't it fun? See, you can tell where the ink is not hitting. It's so funny when you first go in and stamp the misty. I mean, it really tells you where your oopsie whoopsies are, which sometimes is good, but sometimes, I know, isn't that crazy? I'm so excited for Thanksgiving this year. It's our first Thanksgiving with our little TT. He came in today. It was a very, very busy day here at Brutus Renault. We're getting ready for Black Friday. We had to set up all of the free gifts. I mean, I know that all of you just see a really great, incredible sale on Black Friday. But if you all could see what's happening in the background, you'd be like, holy cow. I cannot believe we have to use Rainbow Wishes, of course, one of the best selling squeaky cleans in the history, oh my goodness, of squeaky clean. There's so much that goes into it behind the scenes, because, you know, during that week, we have so much more going on here other than just, you know, Black Friday. So we have to do all of that stuff as well. And so a lot of the stuff is automated. But in order for us to have it automated, there is so much work that has to happen behind the scenes that it's a little wild to think that, you know, so much work goes into 1 week of promotion. But it is what it is, and I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've been having a lot of fun going through and getting everything prepped and ready. So I think it's a really fun time of year. So let's go ahead, and we are going to add a little heat to these. I'm going to use my. Okay, love you too. That was my sweet sister-in-law, Elizabeth. So we're going to go in and heat this up. Now, by the time we get to this one, we should be good. We should be fine. Oh, perfect. And for this one, it's going to be very simple because we're just going to go in and trim that down. All right. Let me go ahead and grab this here. So what I'm going to do is on hers, she didn't do like any shading or anything like that, which I think you could absolutely get away with and just be, let me zoom in a little bit here. You could absolutely get away with and be just fine. That you wouldn't need to do anything other than, let me put this behind it. That might help the screen a little bit. There we go. So, actually no. Yeah, there we go. So, I am going to add, actually it'll make it a little bit brighter if I do it that way. Yeah. I'm going to just go in and do a little bit of shading. You don't have to do much. Again, a little bit goes a really long way on these stamps. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to do just a tiny bit of shading, and I'm going to do very similar shading to what is on the card that our dear Lisa did. So I'm going to go in first with some Mermaid Lagoon, and again I'm just going in and just adding some color, okay? And it's, since these are a watercolor, it is not going to cover much of our, and you can go in and you can kind of blend this also with your finger, but I just want to add a little bit of color to this so that we really can see that balloon popping, okay? Oh my goodness, that was a terrible term to use. So we could see that balloon kind of hopping off the page. Okay, so we have the Mermaid Lagoon, and then she uses a really pretty purple. I'm going to use another purple, and I'm going to use Seedless Preserves here. And Seedless Preserves is going to be for our secondary kind of little balloon piece here. And see how that's just kind of popping off the page? And then for our last one, we need a pink, but I need a vibrant pink. So I'm going to jump into, this is number set 1. And I'm going to grab the picked raspberry. And again, this is just to add a little bit of color to the top like that. Then I'm going to add a little bit of brown. I'm going to go in with Vintage Photo. And again, this is just to enhance the card. So see how that just added just a little bit of color is all we needed. Now you could go in, if you wanted, with a water brush. You're just going to want to be mindful because this is obviously, this has been printed with a water-based ink. So it will run a little bit potentially. So you just want to be careful with that. So for our A2, we're going to go to all the way down to a third layer or a second layer, which is going to be 3.75 by 5. So I'm going to first go in and I'm going to cut off this edge here. Okay, right up to there. And then we're going to go to 3.75 on this edge. So this was actually created to be a quote-unquote third layer on top of your card base. And then we need this to be at 5. So I'm going to cut, well, we're not going to cut anything off the bottom, I don't think. We'll just go right off of the top here. And so that is our balloon, okay? Isn't that gorgeous? But we want to add a little whimsical surprise. So the way we add that whimsical surprise is we are going to take the sparkle overlay. This is a newer Brutus Monroe product, and we are going to cut out some circles. Well, they're gonna be bubbles, quote unquote, but we want to cut those out. So I am going to actually use the lawnmower today because I don't have my Gina K machine nearby. I think it went upstairs actually to be used on another project. So I'm going to grab my overlay here again. This is just the holographic one. And I'm just going to take a couple of my circle dies here. I'm going to use some of the smaller ones. Just take them all out of here. So we'll use this little guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Okay. And this overlay is so easy to cut through when you're using a die cutting machine. I mean, it's really easy to cut through too if you just are using, you know, also a pair of scissors. Just using a little pixie tape. Popping that right on top there. All right, we're going to send that through the lawnmower. So once you get it through the lawnmower, you can peel out your little bubbles here. And this is going to be where we kind of add our unexpected, okay? So on my cards, as most of you know that have been with me for a while, I love that kind of unexpected twist that you can add onto a card. Kind of that when the recipient receives the card, they say, how the heck did they do that? That's one of my favorite things to add to the card. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off the pixie tape. It's going to come off really easily. Just got to get it started. There we go. Okay, and then you're just going to take your pieces here and you are going to add them on. So all you have to do is, it's just going to be like a sticker. You peel that off and you're just going to stick it right onto, so now it's not going to look like anything now, right? I'm going to go ahead and grab another one. Stick that one. Let's do that one right there. Let's do another one. We've got our, and then last but not least, our fourth one. And I love this new overlay. Well, this one, of course, this one's going to be my problem child. Of course, this one's going to be my problem child. They were all popping off way too easily, but without having nails, you just have these little nubbies. It can be tricky to get it started. I need a stabby tool. Here we go. Stabby tool should fix us right up here. Has anybody else seen the new Wicked? Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. Where did my little circle go? Oh no, is it still on the... Hold on. No. I don't know where my third circle went. It already popped off, but it's probably stuck to me. I'll find it later. Okay, 3 circles it is. I was like, why is this not coming off of here? Well, Christopher Allen, because it's not on there. So let's take a look here. So now, see how you can see. Nope, I need the 4th one. I need the 4th one. Hold on. I need the 4th one. Let's fire up the lawnmower one more time. I think it got stuck to something because it's so small. It probably got stuck to the piece of tape, to tell you the truth, and I threw the piece of tape away. That's most likely what happened. Okay, through the lawnmower again. I think we're good this time, but I do think it's going to stick to this piece of tape. I can already tell. So let's see if it's gonna, let's see what we have here. Let's see what we got. I mean, it looks really good with just those ones, but I do want the 3rd one. Oh, yep, it peeled right off with the tape. That's what happened before. All right, there we go. Because it's so teensy tiny. All right. So there we go. So look at those bubbles that are just kind of floating through. Now, you could add more, you could add less. This is all I'm thinking we need for this, because we are going to add a sentiment. And then we're good to go. We're off to the races, right? So let me grab our big stamp set from this release. And so let's see here. So I think I'd Fly Through Any Storm With You is a good one. Oh, that thing just popped right off of there. Let's see, could we get away with doing it down here? I think we can. I think we can. Okay. Then that would just give us one layer, which would allow us to do some really pretty some really pretty layering. All right, I'll Fly Through Any Storm With You. I love that. We're gonna pop that right down here in the corner. I think that's gonna work wonderfully. Keep everything down here. Now let me grab my Raven ink. Oh, that fits just perfectly. I love that. I'd Fly Through Any Storm With You. All right. Next, we're going to do some layering, and then we're done with our first card, and then we get to do some watercoloring. So I'm going to grab this guy here, and then I think I love that pink in the background. So we're going to go ahead with this bubble gum, which is very Galinda. Pop that on top there. I think that's going to look great. Yep. So we're going to cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. Hello, Jamie. Oh, and tomorrow we have a new game. It's a pink and green game. You'll see all about that tomorrow. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pop this right on top of there, and I think that that looks just incredible. Let me grab my tape here that I've now lost no less than 100 times. There it is. To get this all taped together. Okay. All right. I would add a little bit of liquid adhesive to it too, but our shipment from Barely Arts is not here yet. I cannot wait till it gets here because I need my favorite glue. Correct. That is, I mean, you do have a very good point. All right, so there we go. We have I'd Fly Through Any Storm with You. I'm going to do this on a piece of paper, though, because I'm not loving it. Because you can't really see it. Now that I'm looking at it a little bit closer, I can't see it as well as I'd like to. So we're just going to go ahead and stamp it just on a little piece of Perfect Blend paper. Then we're just going to cut it out, and it'll make me feel better. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. All right, so I'm going to just take my scissors and just kind of loosey-goosey cut around it. Now we do have, of course, cut files for this. So you could use the cut files. To make it easier. Just grabbing a piece of dimensional adhesive, placing it on the back, and then lifting up. Yeah, I can already tell this is going to look much better. Just needed a little something to pop it up here. And luckily we already have a kind of like a mark to let us know look at that. Do we love it? How do we feel? I like that we changed that a little bit. What do we think? Do you like it? I love it. I love it. All right. Okay. All set. Okay, now we get to do our watercoloring. Well, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You all know, most of you know, watercoloring is my favorite medium. Oh, let me go put some water on my brush. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Okay. And we're back. So let me grab out my little cheat sheet here. And we're going to start doing some coloring. So she did like a really cool wash on a lot of the pieces. So if you just want to follow along with me, I mean, obviously you're probably not going to be prepared to watercolor right now. If you are crafting along with me, you are more than welcome to watercolor away. Yes, the incentive stamp, you'll see, I'm just going to start on the edges here with these, and then we're going to watercolor. You'll see in 2026 that the information for the incentive stuff is going to get a little bit easier for you to get to and read. So I'm just going in and I'm adding some water and blending out this color. Now, if you feel like you're not getting enough water blending out, you can go in and you can go straight to your pencil. If you're using this medium, if you're using watercolor, if you're using a aqua pigment, you would be able to go, and now this is going to look very washed out because of the lighting, but I promise you there's a lot more pigment that's going into this. So you go ahead and take a look here at our next color. Sorry, I was dripping a little too much. I was trying to move that out of there. So just going to continue. And we can add more color. edges here, because that's where really the majority of the saturation of the color is. But as it dries back, you're going to see that, you know, you're going to get a lot less color coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit more. We're just going to do our edge pieces here. And on her original piece, she does have a little bit more color on the edges. And on hers, she did not ignore this piece in the center. I'm ignoring that because I'm going to go back in with a metallic watercolor and use that metallic watercolor to really accentuate the different colors. Okay, oopsies. Let me go back to this. I'm going to leave this out because I need for it to dry, because it's, I mean, it's very, 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 very damp at this point. Okay, now I'm going to take the seedless preserves and really add the color at the base, because that will allow us, and I'm just going to mix with the blue. It's not going to hurt anything. If anything, it's going to create more depth. Okay. I'm going to go in. Sorry, I get really quiet when I'm watercoloring. I probably watercoloring probably shouldn't be something that I teach live, because I get so excited about it that I get so quiet. Yes, live packing tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so for this one, I'm not going to put, I think I'm okay with that one staying there. And then, because I didn't go direct to it. Now, this is going to dry me in almost seconds, so I could technically put that back and we'd be fine. So for her purple, I'm trying to find a purple, or not a purple, excuse me, the pink that I really love. And that is going to be in this set here. Wait a second. Oh, this set here. Sorry. Got a lot going on here. And I'm going to go in and again add my deep tones at the top and the bottom, being mindful of what the heck. All right, well, I hope you guys can you guys still see me? Can you all still see me? My monitor just shut down. Can you still see me? I hope so. Okay. Adding my color for the pink. And again, this is just really, you do whatever fits best for you. But look at how pretty that is. Okay, so now I need a really pretty turquoise, because she did this turquoise. And I'm going to go direct to the pencil here, because she did just this beautiful, actually I might not, because it's not playing very well with me. So I'm going to go right in here. We're just going to do kind of some low lights and some highlights. I'm just kind of following her lead here. It's really kind of however you want it to look. So I'm just going to go in and add just some water. And really what's cool about this style of watercoloring, in my opinion, is you just kind of let it dry. And as it dries, it's going to kind of do its own thing. And that's what you want with this kind of watercoloring, is you want it to just kind of fade back, do its own thing, give you that beautiful, vibrant coloration, but also give you the option of it being a little less, a little more reserved, but it's still going to give you that beautiful coloring. And Lisa, I hope I'm doing you justice here, my friend. I hope I am. Okay, so we're going to go in now. We have a deeper purple. So I'm just going to go and I'm just going to highlight a couple of areas here with the purple. And her purple is a little different than mine. I'm sure when this card goes live, if it hasn't already, I'm not sure if this card has gone live yet. Once it goes live, she'll have, I'm sure, everything listed. But you just want to use the same colors on your clouds that you used on your balloon. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit of this color down below here because I'm going to be using a smaller sentiment than she did. And I need it to be a little bit more robust. Okay, there we go. Hello, Scrap Happy Annie. And next we're going to do some pink, but she did a very light pink, which I like. On the cloud, she did something a little bit different. And again, I'm just adding some color in some focal areas. This is what she did. I mean, at least from what I'm looking at. I have not spoken to her about this card, although it was so incredibly well done when I first saw it pop over our inner office system. I was like, wow, okay, well, I'm going to be remaking that one. All right, so now I want to go in with a different purple than we used before. So I'm going to use Villainous Potion, because what we're going to do now is we just need to add some background, some depth. So I'm going to go in with Villainous Potion. I'm actually just going to color a little bit of it on here in some different areas. Okay, and then I'll show you. What you're going to do is you're just going to take your brush and you're just going to blend it up into those areas. And luckily, the mix of the Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment paper and the Tim Holtz Tim Holtz watercolor pencils make it very easy for you to spread out your color here. And again, we're just going in, grabbing that color, picking it up, and moving it out. We want to move that color out so it's going to give us dimension, and we can mix it in with some other colors. And we're going to trim this one the same way we did the other one. So see how that's just adding in some beautiful, beautiful striations of color. And don't worry about, your little marks here. That's not a big deal. That's going to kind of look like, that's okay. It's going to make it kind of look like you have, some really cool. And you just want to kind of color with these. And we're just going to blend together our background. That was Twisted Citron. And again, you can blend those colors. You really just want to let them sit for a moment. Once you get your blend and water on there, it's really going to create quite the spectacular background. See how just by adding some of that color in there, it's giving us that beautiful background. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of blue, and remember, you want to just kind of gently add in your color here, just in the areas that you know, or you see that you need a little bit more color. I think that's probably good for us there. And then you're just going to, again, blend it out. The more water you use, the more natural this is going to look. And it's going to look poo-poo caca at the beginning. And that's normal. So don't let that, do not let that stop you from doing this technique, because it's not going to look like you did much at the beginning. But I promise, once you get everything all blended together, remember, you don't have to go too far over into the edges, because we're going to be trimming this down. But that blue and that green just going to blend together beautifully. And the trick is, you want to make sure that your clouds are not becoming a part of that, okay? Your clouds have to be completely separate entities of the painting. And if you use Brutus Monroe aqua pigments, you won't see some of the lines that are in here. Again, that doesn't really bug me, because we are looking at a pretty wicked sky here. So you want it to have a little bit of flow in between the two. I'm going to add just a little bit more water to this cloud here. But see now how gorgeous, what do you think? How beautiful that background is? I love it. Whoops, dropped my lid. I'll get that later. Okay, so there is the finished product at this point. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little heat. Keep the opposite side to get it to lay flat. All right. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim it down to 3 3/4. So we'll trim off the side first and then do 3 3/4. I think I did a little too much on that side, but that's okay. No one will know. Trim this down to 5. So 3 3/4 by 5 is really the ideal trim on this. And then that, you can see there that makes that look really, really profesh. You know, profesh. That's what we are around here. I'm going to jump into my Wicked pack of glitter stock, and I have to use the Chunky Sterling. It is one of my absolute favorites that we have brought out this year. I'm just obsessulated with it. So we'll go to 4 by 5 1/4, which will still give us a border. Okay. There we go. And then we're just going to attach that, and look at how that little peak, oh my goodness. That little peak around there is going to look so good. Let me grab my tape here. I'm going to give this one a little extra tape because it's going on the glitter stock, and I think I might actually run this through the lawnmower real quick to really press it in place and get it flattened out. All right, so we'll go ahead and pop this like so, and then I am going to run this through. Well, it's sticking pretty well, but let me just run this through the lawnmower one time, just to make sure. Just to make sure it's as flat as it can be. She's flat as a pancake now. Look at that. Oh my goodness, do I love it. Lisa, I hope I did you some justice, my friend. I hope I did you some justice. Here's the original, and then here's my version. I tried the best that I could, Lisa. I probably would go back in. See, this is my issue. I'd go back in and kind of lighten some of these lines, because once it dries, you need to go back in and take a look at it. And, well, I missed a whole area here. But that's kind of the fun, in my opinion, is going back in and adjusting, and I think it's a lot of fun. So that is my take on Lisa's beautiful card. Let me go ahead and put this on its I think it's just, the stamp is just, I mean, there's so much you can do with the stamp. I'm going to actually use Stamp Club Premium stamp, because I really want to do the You Make My Heart Store. Love that one. So I'm going to do that one. Let me go ahead and apply the adhesive to the back here. Whoops, almost missed it there. Sometimes I go a little rogue with my tape, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. All right. Oh, I got a text message from my sister. We have to choose which hat. First to 3 is the choice. The first hat that you guys like better. So, she said, wait a second. I don't know what the heck she's talking about. I don't know. Here's one of the hats. And then here's the second hat. So the traditional Santa or the red one. I'm going to say traditional Santa, but I don't know what she's talking about. She said, what color writing? I have no idea what the heck she's talking about. But which one of those two hats? I'm gonna go with traditional Santa, and I have no idea what she's doing. She's speaking in riddles. She still has pregnancy brain, and Theodore's 6 months old. She's literally speaking it. I don't know the question. I just know the two hats. Yeah, but you can't do red on red. Oh, wait, she's reporting back. Oh, so the traditional Santa is the one that we're going with, but she wants to know red or green writing. I'm going to go with red. I like the traditional, and I'm going to go with red. That's my vote. What do you guys vote? Red or green for the writing? Red or green for the writing? Isn't he the sweetest? Isn't he just the sweetest little thing you ever did see? Okay. Oh, okay. Now I understand. There was just a lot of writing. There was a lot of writing. There was a lot of things that I was trying to read. There was a lot happening in my defense. All right. Okay. I was confused because there were two photos. The two photos are what threw me off. Oh, Theodore. Theodore is dancing, my sister said right now, because I'm talking about him, because I'm pretty sure now at 6 months that he recognizes my voice. I'm not sure yet, though. Are there any baby experts in the audience that can tell me, is 6 months old enough for him to recognize my voice? Because I think he does, because he's my best bud. Red Sparkle. All right, Candy, I need you to get a grip and pump the brakes, because I just figured out what the heck we were talking about. Now she's saying Red Sparkle. Oh my word. But yeah, I think he recognizes my voice. He's a little wild man. He dances now. He drops it. He gets real excited and he dances. We were dancing today. He came to see me and my mom at work, and we were so excited. We could, if we saw him every day for 8 hours a day, it would still not be enough. It really wouldn't. Oh, he can recognize my voice. Okay, good. Then I think he definitely is recognizing my voice. That's for sure. All right, so let me go ahead and grab another. Whoops, I just had a piece. Lord knows where it is on this desk now that I have been using and tossing things around. I'll just grab another piece. Is that what you guys do when you can't find adhesive? I'll just grab another piece and I'll find it later. The odds of me finding that are very slim. I agree, Candy. I concur. All right. Oh yeah, he's funny. When he dances, he puts his whole booty into it. He is the sweetest. He is the sweetest. Oh, stuck to my finger, so I won't lose that. All right, so we're going to place this right here. You make my heart soar. Thank goodness we spelled that right. Because, I mean, it could be very opposite. You make my heart soar. Like, it's like you are a pain in my heart. That could have turned out very differently. Let's see. Do we have even a lick of glue left? We do not. Well, I was going to put some gems on it, but... And I don't have my Brutus Monroe glue here. I guess we could use this fast, tacky glue. It's a real pain in my tuchus. I do love it. I wonder if I could put it in this container. Probably not. I mean, this glue, it's something. I got this glue because Little Miss Taylor from Tailored Expressions suggested it. And I've used it. Should probably just use it more often. Because it is a really good glue. It's the thickest glue I think I've ever used in my life. All right. We'll give it a whirl. Why not? Traditional with red. Okay, good. That's where I'm at too. It is hot in here. I need to adjust this thermostat because I need to adjust the heat. There are heat vents right above me, And that heat turned on the minute I got in here, and I'll tell you what, I am one toasty Aussian right now, that is for sure. And of course, we're just adding a couple little shiny crystals. These crystals will be back in stock for 2026, and we have new colors coming, and the packaging is going to change a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, my loves, what do we think? What do we think? Should we put some on the other one? I think so. I mean, I think we definitely, let me grab, oh, look how cool that is, how you can just like see it happen. Let me grab some blue ones. Do I have blue ones in here? I mean, I know we have blue ones. That's not the question. Oh, what about the, yeah, let's use these ones. I don't know what these ones are. So this is how my samples come. I'm not sure what color this one is. I'm sure most of you that have used the Brutus Monroe's, what color are those ones? You guys will know. All right, so let's go in with more of this fast grab tacky glue. I mean, it is drying really quick. This might be the one. You just got to make sure, because it's very dimensional, I guess would be the best word to use. I mean, it's very dimensional. So that's the only issue you're really going to run into. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to flatten out. I have not used this for crystals before, and you know I have never met a crystal I didn't like, so I'll let you know once it's all dry. But it's holding the crystals really well. They like kind of like get set in there. Okay, so there's our two cards. So this is our first one. That the bubbles. This is again a new product from Brutus Monroe. It is the overlays, and you could even add a couple more bubbles if you wanted to. Add another small one up here. Add one, you know, down over here. I just did a couple across, but you can see how they shine. And this one was just a quick, simple coloring on the balloon. And then this one, we did the watercoloring. And again, this says, "You make my heart soar." It's a little crooked, but that's okay. That's handmade. And then we have our gems that are just picking up all the light. So we still used quite a bit of the glitter stock. And this was pulled from the Chromatic Reserve glitter stock. This is the Wicked pack. It comes with Chunky, Sterling, Bubblegum, and Wicked. Okay, and that is that. So let me go ahead and go to the front view. Uh-oh. My mouse fell asleep. I was live for so long. So that is everything that I have for y'all today. These are the two cards completed. They always look a little bit different on the front camera, because the front camera is like a legit, serious, professional production camera. So that is the first one that we did, or excuse me, the second one. And here's the first one. So I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see those bubbles. See how the light picks it up. There we go. Christopher Allen, if you turned it towards the studio lights, you'd be able to see what you're doing there. So see how that just gets picked up there? So I love it. So again, I copied two of our team members' cards, but I had to because they were just that good. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being a part of my life. Yeah, the chunky, we have quite a few different chunky chunky varieties now. We have a gold. Let me see what I have here. We have the gold, which is just, I mean, stunning. But my favorite is the one that reminds me a little bit of our Alphaba, and that is the Raven. I believe this is called Raven. Is this called Raven? Yeah, I think this is called Raven. It has like a holographic, very chunky, very cool. So, all right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. Remember, you get your orders in now. They will count tomorrow for live packing, or you can just order during live packing. It doesn't matter. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being a part of my life. I appreciate y'all so very much. Remember to create something every single day, whether it's a card that will lift someone up or your own ending. I love you dearly, and I will see you all very soon